Let's begin by looking at the hot spots this week where the brightest starlight will be shining. So first, we're in a new lunar cycle that began with quick-witted Gemini and the new moon on June 3rd. So this is a think tank month, and it also has a bit of multitasking mania, which brings me to the second point, which is June 14th is President Trump's 73rd birthday. And did you know his Gemini sun and his Sagittarius moon were in exact opposition the moment he was born? And that exact opposition was a total eclipse. We're going to experience a brief replica of this energy on June 17th, and I'm going to tell you more about that. And the third thing is such good news that love has spread its wings and is soaring around that Gemini sun and sweetening the vibes. What is it? It's Venus has joined the sun in the sign of Gemini, and that is party time because Venus is very adventurous in the Aries sign of Gemini. So welcome to your astrological weather forecast for the week of June 10th to the 16th, 2019. As I was watching the world stage so that I could see if there's a manifestation of this Gemini archetype, I did notice a hilarious video. It went viral, and it was a 19-month-old infant sort of babbling away with his father. They were in a full-on conversation, which only, of course, they could understand. But it proves my point about Gemini, because Gemini is a babbling club sport, sort of akin to debating, but less organized. And any excuse to make sounds is happiness to Gemini. That very good news video was posted by USA Today, so go find it and laugh if you haven't already. And what a wonderful way to say Happy Father's Day to all of you loving, devoted dads out there. One reason I find archetypal astrology is a spiritual experience is because it invites us to a complete acceptance and peace with what is. Why? Well, when you look at the birth astrology of any of us, you will see already written the path that we have chosen. And of course, we are making a journey without distance to a place without time, dreaming that we're taking a journey that actually we've already completed. So with that in mind, I'll go back to the upcoming Gemini full moon, which will be June 17th, and the experience that we can empathize with the president, because in Trump's case, his being born on a full moon that was actually a total eclipse, literally had started 2 hours before his birth and was at maximum when he was born. So what is that? That's when the earth casts its shadow to completely darken the moon. And the effect that has for any personality, but in this case for Trump, is it's a cosmic resonance that makes for an extraordinarily powerful personality, but of course, it has a dark side to emotions. The clear understanding is eclipsed by illusions and, frankly, daydreams on Trump's part, because we can see in his life, especially now that he's on stage so often, that he's daydreaming and building castles in the air, that he's now throwing lots of money at. And that can be sort of a lesson to us as we experience the exact same opposition of the Gemini Sun and Sagittarius Moon on June 17th. You can read lots more about Trump's astrology on my website, judithroyal.com. We'll be getting exactly what we need not to take things so seriously from these sympathetic resonance and vibes from Venus in Gemini. She's a party girl, yes. However, she's really very social and encouraging us to gather together with like-minded or not like-minded persons that we know. We can create our own think tank for how to experience joy in the midst of the ego's continuing efforts to distract us with chaos and, well, would-be tragedies. The answer is that we turn to one another and say, will you join me in believing that love is the only power in this universe and that fear is simply an illusion, a nightmare that we are gradually and gently awakening from. Let me walk you through the week to come, remembering that we are here as agents of transformational change, but it won't necessarily look the way we expect it to. For example, the great Gemini, I forget his name right now, but anyway, he invented the stickies by accident because he was really trying to make a better glue, and that had failed. So we want to keep working on what calls to us, but at the same time, be ready to let go for a better idea. So Monday, the 10th of June, we haven't opened the week with a Virgo moon. And Virgo is not just go clean your room. She's also the vibe, the beautiful resonance of healing and harvest. So Monday is very fortunate, and we might be tempted to feel so lucky that we go a little overboard with our spending. But what this day can be for you is a chance to deepen the intimacy in one of your relationships, because this is a day you can easily transform obstacles into opportunities. And remember, the big lineup in earth signs, Saturn and Pluto, are trying to offer us these learning experiences. They don't all feel very pleasant, but they are trying to say to us, perseverance and determination is definitely going to pay off. Tuesday, the moon moves into Aries, Libra, and it's got a little tension to it because we long for more cooperative spirit, people in our lives, with people in our lives, and of course on the world stage. And we're willing, maybe we're very good at some diplomacy solutions. Check that out in your own personal relationships. But this is not the day to resolve conflicts, but rather it's a day to try to stay out of one. Wednesday, the moon is still in Libra, graceful Libra, and it's not much better in terms of cooperation. However, we do feel a lot more energy to really get into action with our relationships and shift them with the help of our multitasking goddess of love in Gemini. Then on Thursday, the moon is moved into Scorpio, and Although the day opens with maybe a couple unwanted surprises, it's going to be followed by you feeling an urge to take action that is inspired from your heart, that is inspired by love. So Friday, the moon is still in Scorpio, but Friday and Sunday are going to be the most loaded days of this week. And if you are on Friday, the kind of pedal to the metal kind of driver, look out because you might be accident prone. Otherwise, it's a beautiful day for all water signs, and that is Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces. That's wonderful for you, especially if in your life you have been involved in looking for some answers and solutions. You really want to get to the bottom line of what has been holding you back in a relationship or just in general what's been troubling you. You can get to that bottom line this Friday. Saturday, the moon has leaped into Sagittarius on her way to the full moon that will be coming on Monday, the 17th. But for Saturday, we can begin celebrating a very luminous Sagittarius moon. And I heard something about the moon that I think fits this energy for this weekend. There was an astronomer in Bavaria, Germany, who wrote up an article because she had been tracking these bursts of lights that many, many astronomers have been watching. And she caught the moon sparkling in bursts of pink and red lights. And while astronomers are trying to find the scientific reason for these beautiful sparkling bursts, I'm just going to let my imagination see the world in metaphors, and the moon is the metaphor for reflecting the light of the sun, just as we here on earth are the bringers of light and reflecting the light of our source, of our Creator. Think of the light you bring as bursting with pink and red lights unexpectedly everywhere. And Father's Day Sunday, we find the moon is still in Sagittarius, of course, and there is plenty of inspiration and lots of room for fun. This is quite literally a day for a daydreamer. So we might enjoy honoring the fathers in our lives, but also, I think, the fathers who have passed away and have left us a lineage that was meant specifically for our own soul growth, especially if there is a father in your life who doesn't know best but thinks he does, or some version of being difficult, and therefore is a call for your forgiveness, and in that way is your Savior. Forgiveness is, of course, our greatest tool for awakening. And let me close by reminding you that Warrior Mars, he's still got a big role in his vibes with us, and he's still in the water sign of Cancer, the place of the good chef but the frustrated warrior. And he is encouraging us to those remodeling, reconstruction projects that on the physical plane are, of course, a reflection of what we're doing in our minds. We are, in fact, waking up and speaking up. And remember, we're never, never, ever giving up, especially on ourselves and never give up on love. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back next week with lots of information about what will be illuminated on the Sagittarius full moon. Perfect for dancing together to that ancient melody, sung by one united chorus, echoing through all eternity, reminding us who we truly are. You are a ray of love, a ray of light in the world. You are a star. Bye for now.